Hi. Thank you so much for being so flexible today. I just wasn't sure what was going to happen this morning. No, yeah, we appreciate it. During tax season, people are more likely to be paying attention to things that are tax related. And so what we want to remind people is that there are scams out there that are using legitimate organizations, in this case, the Canada Revenue Agency, to catch your attention and try to victimize you. In two very common examples of tax scams that we see is one is you get an email or you get a text on your phone or through some sort of social media engagement like WhatsApp or Facebook, and they tell you it's from the CRA and you have a refund waiting. You click on a link and it's asking you for personal information. Now, of course, that is not the Canada Revenue Agency reaching out to you. Really what it is someone trying to get your information for identity theft. Well, if you give people your social insurance number, there is a risk that that information is then going to be used to imitate you. And so to do things like claim for your benefits or change your address to a different address and have payment sent to that address instead. So that's why we really want to remind people to be safe, to not give their information out to scam artists, and to make sure you're dealing with reputable organizations, that you're dealing with the real Canada Revenue Agency, for example. Yeah. Yeah, if you can arrange for your money to be directly deposited into your bank account versus having a check mailed to your account, yeah, that's definitely more safe because as we know, you know, at times mail can be intercepted. So if you can cut down the opportunities for your information to be sent to your home, that's a good thing. The other thing to keep in mind is, the internet's a really good tool, right? And what I mean by that is when you're filing your taxes online, it's going to save you the processing time. You're going to get your money faster. The other thing that's really helpful is you can sign up for alerts from the Canada Revenue Agency and other organizations. So that tells you when there's a concern as well. The other side of that, though, is you just have to be careful and make sure that what you are receiving is from that organization. It's a great question. So the question really is like, how do I know that this is the right company for me? So I would always suggest start with trust. Come to BBB.org. You can look up the name of the organization that you're thinking of doing business with, and you can see what their track record with us is, how long they've been in business, whether they've had complaints, what kind of customer feedback they've had, whether they're accredited and have committed to BBB standards. Those are all good things that you can look at. I'd also be asking questions of that tax preparation service. What qualifications do they have? Qualifications differ. You may not need a chartered professional accountant to do your taxes, or you may need that. But I think you've got to ask those kind of questions to make sure that this is the right business for you. Well, if you set up a PIN with the Canada Revenue Agency, that becomes your secret identifier with the CRA. And so they won't give out your information to anyone who calls without that PIN. And so that gives you an extra level of safeguard. Now, of course, when you are using any sort of password, you always want to make sure you're using unique passwords. You're not using the same password for multiple accounts, because that way, if you were using multiple passwords for multiple accounts and someone got it, then they've got access to more information. But the PIN number with the CRA, that's your secret code. That's your safe word with them. Yeah. If you, that's a really good question. So if you're going into a place and they're volunteering to give you support from a tax standpoint, you are giving them access to your information. So just as you would vet a tax preparer company who you're going to come in and pay for services, you should probably vet the volunteer organization that you're dealing with as well to make sure that the person who's handling your information is going to handle it appropriately, that they're going to shred any documents that they need to shred. And then the other side of that is that they have the credentials that they need to be doing what they're doing. Yeah. Oh, anytime. Thank you so much. Just one final note is if someone does get contacted by what they think is a scam, we really want you to report it. You can report it to us through our scam tracker tool, or you can also report it to the Canadian Anti-Fraud Center, who works with law enforcement to try to shut down and report this kind of information. Okay. Thank you. All right, bye.